So, for this discussion, I am talking about my research project. I did it for women during World War II. The questions that I addressed were how did they affect the American economy during World War II, and also what their experiences were during that time as well. And I used a lot of primary sources dealing with specific women that wrote their experiences down. Josephine Miklos was one of them that did basically worked in a factory during World War II and explained how it was interesting to do a man's job and how she was able to get decent pay and things along those lines. Basically, also the methodology that I used was a lot of statistical analysis during the course of what women were doing, how many were able to get jobs, how many were able to keep their jobs, which it was very slim. And I was able to also use the analysis to see how many women were actually in the factories, what they were making, and the whole lines kind of thing. So I also used a lot of pictures, a lot of primary sources of Alfred Palmer. He did a lot of photography during this time period, and I think he is very important because he used his photography to document what was going on and what these women were doing. I used a few newspapers as well that document basically what these women were doing. They were saying in the newspapers how awesome they were and that they were doing a man's job and things like that. And they did impact the wartime economy. They were producing over 90% of the war materials needed. So it goes to show that millions of women were, in fact, in these factories making aircrafts, helping with Navy ships and along those lines. So it's very important to realize just what these women did and how they did affect the economy, and seeing what they were able to make and how they were able to produce such a large amount helped the economy. We had more things in supply that definitely enabled us to get out of the sort of depression that we were in prior to World War II. And these women definitely helped. So with that, I think I did answer the questions pretty well. They were very significant during this time period, and they definitely made a great impact on American society.